if you've been sleeping under a rock today, well, or that was last night actually, but it was reported that the Chiefs, and officially announced on the Chiefs website and Twitter handle, Chiefs have brought in Dameon Pierce, added him to the practice squad, cutting our guy, a friend of the show, Jimmy Holiday, to make room for Dameon Pierce, former 4th-round pick from the Florida Gators. This is a guy who a lot of people were really excited about coming out of Florida. Really good. If you look at his highlights from Florida, I mean, I can't play those because copyrighted stuff. But if you look at his highlights from Florida, he was awesome coming out. Really big deal. I mean, he was a physical runner. He's also fast. Yeah, has the explosion, has the burst. The thing is, he's young. He's only 26 years old. So, like, if this is a future deal, I love it. I mean, hey, we did Tyquan Thornton when we signed him around this time last year. And look, Tyquan Thornton's made pretty good impact on this team this year. So, like, could Dameon Pierce be a future pickup where, like, you know, next year he's doing something for us? That'd be sweet. But lots of love about this acquisition. I'm going to share you some stuff here. So I thought this was really, really interesting. Here, Aaron Wilson, NFL Insider. I thought this was really interesting. I love how people always talk about, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles, like, always being this great team to pick up stuff. And I'll give Howie Roseman credit. But I thought this was really interesting. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Can you guys see that? Okay, so yeah, that's good stuff. So Aaron Wilson reported that Chiefs running back had a lot of suitors. A lot of people wanted this guy. A lot of people did. Eagles, Chargers, Broncos. So 2 of our division foes, right? Teams that are ahead of us right now in the division wanted them. And I think it's interesting as far as the Chargers. I mean, Hampton's coming back in a couple of weeks. Vidal's been great for them. Broncos, with Dobbins being out for the season, that makes all the sense in the world for them to want him. Eagles wanted him, but we were able to learn. And apparently the Eagles, Howie Roseman was on the phone with him this weekend trying to kind of get him to come to Kansas City. And maybe you could say he sees more of a fit for us because of our running back room the way it is. And what does this mean about Pacheco, right? I know Pacheco was at practice last week, but he had that brace on. And running back's one of the positions where you have that brace, you can't really do much. There's no cutting involved. And I know people make the joke. He doesn't really cut anyway, Pacheco. But a jokey aside, like, you can't play that position with that brace on. And who knows where he is with the MCL sprain. I don't know where he's at with the MCL sprain right now, Pacheco. So could this be a signing for now? It could be. CH, I know he gave us some meaningful snaps yesterday just to help out Kareem Hunt because he was getting a million touches. But is he that guy? I don't know if CH can be that guy full season long. I know he knows the system, but Dameon Pierce has a lot of juice. He's young. So is CH. He's pretty young too. But as far as the burstability and all the acceleration, how physical of a runner he is, Dameon Pierce brings a lot to the table. Now, people say, why did they cut him in Houston? It never really panned out for him in Houston. He had one good season, a 900-yard season with them, like eclipsed like 1,000 total yards, all-purpose yards, one of his seasons with them. But 900 yards out at the gate with them. But then over the years, you know, they brought in Woody Marks this year, Joey Mixon last year. So little by little, he was getting pushed out of the rotation. Ogbawale was another guy they were big fans of. So just a lot of dudes in that field. And they also brought Nick Chubb this year. So he wasn't really being utilized. And so, you know, he got pushed out of the rotation. And I don't know if it was more of he didn't like his rotation. They cut him. I don't know much the conversations about that. I just know that little bit by little this year, they had Woody Marks come in and he kind of took over that role. I liked Woody Marks coming out of USC. They said he was one of the best 3rd-down backs in the draft. And he came in, he's kind of taken that role by storm, especially without Joe Mixon being there. And Chubb's been a solid, serviceable guy for them. So I don't really think it was anything that Dameon Pierce didn't lacked, but they ended up doing away with him. And hey, I mean, you'll know if a guy's solid enough when you have a lot of suitors for him. And that's a lot of teams that wanted this guy: Bears, Eagles, Colts, all of them. And he chose coming to Kansas City. And you can make the argument that is because we have a big need for him. And yeah, I would say we do. And I think Deshaun Hammond's kind of really said it here. Like, it's tough for guys who come in mid-season. It's tough to come in mid-season and that's why CH is right out the gate. He's getting reps with us. Yeah, 1,100 yards total his rookie season. I mean, like, he's a solid back. But it's tough for a guy to come in and get reps, right? You see that for receivers, running backs, but like, I don't know if he's going to be a guy who's going to get rotation as far as snaps at RB. We welcome it, especially if we're going to give Kareem Hunt the amount of touches we plan on giving him, and maybe have some guy have some juice behind him. Although CH was okay yesterday, I think Dameon Pierce brings a little bit more to the table. But if we aren't going to utilize him as a running back, I do think there's a way to get him involved. And I mentioned this on our Twitter account today, and I'll go to it. So Dameon Pierce, great running back. But the one thing I do love about the signing is that he can bring this to the table, and that's being a kick returner. Now, he didn't do it a lot with the Texans. However, when he did do it, he was pretty dang good at it. So I put a highlight here, but I'm not going to play because I'm going to get copyright on BS. Yeah, Michael Kittle says he's a good returner, they've said. So, yeah, so I looked at his numbers. So, in the time that he was a kick returner for Houston, 20 kick returns in his career, 656 yards combined total of all his kick returns. Not punt returns, kick returns. Also had a touchdown as well. Average about 33 yards on kick returns. Now, if you factor that into what our kick return is doing right now, about 26 yards current average collectively from Taekwon, Royals even had one, Remigio. The collection is at about 26 yards. So in his career, he's averaging about 33 yards, right? So that already that you're giving about a 7-yard advantage here, and a lot of those his returns were probably pre this new kickoff rule where he actually allows guys to kind of who have that burst, that scootability to be able to do something. So I think that's something here, and I think that's an impact that if you look these game by game, and of course, it's not just all the return men. I'm not blaming all our guys in the return. The dudes up front, right? We're seeing penalties galore, the holdings. It's nonstop every week. Now, if they can figure that out, and you have a guy back there who can have some scoot, like Dameon Pierce, I think he found something here. And of course, he obviously chose us over these other teams for what reason, right? Is it a part maybe to be, hey, we're going to put you back there right out the gate as our return man. You're going to be involved in the running back reps. Could be. And also, too, maybe he sees like, hey, like, if I do well there, I could maybe sign a deal with them in the future and be their guy next year because Pacheco's a free agent. Kareem Hunt's a free agent. The only guy there is Brashard Smith. So, like, it could be something for Dameon Pierce for his career, right, to come to Kansas City and maybe have, latch on to be a guy because, like, look, like, after this year, there's really nobody else, man. And you're 25, 26 years old. You could come in and be the guy. And you and Brashard Smith. And, like, we're a team that's very loyal, right? So if you come in and look good, they can say, hey, like, we stuck with Kareem Hunt and Pacheco last year. Stick with you. So, like, maybe he sees that. I don't know. And maybe when he does his presser, maybe we'll be able to talk about it a little bit more. But I like it. And I like it as far as right at the gate, you can utilize him at kick return. And these numbers, 20 kick returns, 656 yards, about 33 average, man. That's about 10 yards more than what we're getting from our current guys. So, like, there is something there. And I do love that, Dameon Pierce. Yeah, if you look at his college highlights, I mean, guy was awesome at Florida, like really good. I mean, Florida's it's good pedigree for running backs to come out of UF, right? So yeah, this might be similar to the Jet pickup. I see it more as like the like a Tyquan Thornton pickup. As last year, as far as the future aspect of it, I think you'll have more of an immediate impact than Tyquan Thornton had, especially with the return. I just don't think he's going to play that much offensively. I just think they like what they have with Hunt, and I like what they have with CH. But if he does play, and he did choose us over these other teams, what's that say about Pacheco's injury? Is it worse than they think? It could be. It might be worse than they think. Who pressed mute? I did not press mute. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, I got audio levels, so you guys can still hear me. Yeah. So and Michael Kittle says here, be a part of a team, the chance to go all the way. And I'll say this though, right? These other teams have a higher seedings than us, right? The Broncos have a huge vacancy. He chose us over them, right? And it's more of a sure thing to pick the Broncos right now because they are the number one seed in the number one seed in the AFC West. Probably going to get it over us, but he still chose us. So I think it's more of just not now, but also future. So he's betting on his future as well, not just right now. So I do love that. I do love that for sure. Also, I just want to point out his stats. Let's go to Dameon Pierce's stats here. Let's go here. So Dameon Pierce, this is Dameon Pierce here. So far this year, not really. It didn't really get a lot of totes this year. Can you guys see them? Let me zoom that in a little bit. Yeah, so far this year didn't really get utilized a lot at all, it looks like. Look at his game log last year. I mean, you see that. I mean, you see it, right? When he does get totes, 8 carries, 76 yards. Look, at the end of the season last year, 19 for 176 on a touchdown. So, like, he's got everyone wants that juice right now, that explosion. Maybe you don't need to draft a guy in the first 2 rounds. Maybe you can get a guy like this. I do like that because it obviously gives us a chance to see what we have with him, and that can be good for us. So, yeah, I do love the future aspect of it. Let me go back to his rookie season. 22, no, 22. It was rookie season, and I looked to see if we were a team that looked at him in the pre-draft process. We were not one of those teams to look at him in the pre-draft process. 4th round pick out of Florida. I mean, yeah, like those are beautiful numbers there. 220 carries, 939 yards, 4 touchdowns his rookie season, and like yeah, you see it there. I mean, also you can solid in the passing game as well. But yeah, you got a guy who can run the ball and add to a kind of a carousel of running backs, and you also put him back there deep in kick return. I don't know what's not to love about the signing, and I think what I love most is the fact that he chose us of these other teams that are in better situations right now, because I think he's betting on himself. I think he's betting on a potential of being a guy here, not just this year, but beyond that. And I think I love that aspect. I've seen people say like, "Oh, you see how bad our running back room is." Well, right now the Denver Broncos don't have a J.K. Dobbins is gone right now. So right now they don't have a guy. And I think for me, it's like, okay, well, he could have signed with Denver, better situation currently, and they don't have a running back. RJ Harvey's not it, at least for right now, he's not, but he chose us. So I think that tells you that he may be betting on himself, maybe betting on a future type thing, not just right now. So I did love that. Great news. Yeah, it can be all-purpose back for sure, Michael. So yeah, great news in that respect. I did love the move by Brett Veach here on a Monday, right after, actually Sunday night, right after a huge win. You bring him in. That was perfect. I loved it. So Brett Veach, A+ for all the Brett Veach haters out there. I've seen a lot of them upset that like he made a move and people defending him. It's like, oh, well, that's great. He signed a guy to a practice squad. Congratulations. Well, what do you want the guy to do? It's mid-season here. It's November 24th. What do you want the guy to do?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.